Hello gentlemen and beautiful ladies. Alright y'all, gonna make some gumbo today. And I guess you're gonna call it sausage and chicken gumbo. That's what I have, so that's what I'm gonna use. Really, there is no recipe for this. All you need is a roux and a trinity. And let me show you what that is. After that, you just clean out the refrigerator and make it work. It's not, it's not rocket science. It's just cleaning out the refrigerator. I got a leftover chicken breast. I got a raw chicken breast I'm going to cut up. I got a couple of sausage. And then here's your trinity. Celery, onion, bell pepper. And I don't measure this. That's about how much I use. And I'm using these little bad boys here because they got nice color to them. Now I will be adding okra to this today. If you don't like okra, don't add it. I'm going to throw some garlic in there too. What the hell? I'm going to make my roux out of bacon grease and flour. Now if I had some shrimp and crabs and stuff, I'd just make a seafood gumbo and then throw in some sausage. Doesn't really matter. Whatever meat you have, you add that to the trinity and the roux and you're good to go. And of course you got to season it. And put it over a little bit of rice and you're rocking. Well, that ain't good. Now y'all, about the sausage and the chicken, cut it up to whatever you prefer. If you like, little pieces of meat in your gumbo so that it mixes real well with the rice and the gravy, go for it. Or if you like big chunks, do that. I prefer mine, little bite-sized pieces. Now y'all, some folks like to take their okra and pre-boil it, to get all the slime out of it. I don't care. I'm just throwing it all in there. That slime is going to add some thickness to it and creaminess, and that's just how I rock. Now what I'm going to do is, as I'm making the roux, I'm going to go ahead and boil all the meat in this pot, and then we're going to dump this pot into the roux. Now y'all, while I'm pre-cooking this meat here, while I'm going to do the roux, I'm going to go ahead and add a little crab boil to the water. I don't know, maybe a couple of tablespoons, just enough to make it interesting. I'm going to kick it up a little bit, and then we're going to season with some Hog Zone fajita seasoning to get some salt action in there, and some smoke flavored, and then of course the zombie dust to kick up the heat a little bit. That crab boil just isn't going to get us where we need to be, but it is going to help. Now seriously y'all, on this roux, once you start, you cannot stop. You have to keep stirring. It takes about 20 minutes. You put in your grease or oil or butter, and then you mix it with flour, and you keep stirring it until it turns to the color that you want. You just got to be real careful so you don't burn it. If you burn it, you got to throw it all away and restart. So don't get on the phone, don't let your kids get in the way. When you start, you're done, you're committed. Can't go anywhere else. I can't stress that enough. So that being said, I'm about to start. Now y'all, I use bacon grease. I don't have any measurements. I just do. And this is my gumbo pot. All I ever cook in this is pretty much just gumbo. Okay, I'm going to say 3 heapers of teaspoons here. Not going crazy with it today. I have used as much as a cup, but I had a bigger pot. Man, my house is smelling pretty darn good. I'm adding the flour. I don't know how much flour I need until I get it all mixed in. I need a little more. Once again, I'm not measuring, I'm just doing. Now this stuff's like liquid napalm. I'm going to add just a little more. That's going to get us where we need to be. There we go. If this stuff gets on you, it's not coming off, and you might as well just drive to the emergency room because you're going to be losing some hide. Now it's kind of clumping up. I usually might need a little more bacon grease. In fact, I know I do. So we're going to add just a little more, because I like it to roll along the bottom. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. There we go. See how it's running? That's the way I like it, right there. Now I'm just going to brown it up. And you bring it to any color you want. You could use it right now and add the gumbo mixins. But I like mine dark brown. So that's the way I'm going to roll. Now if you don't know what you're doing, I would just leave it on medium-low heat and just stir. It just takes longer to get it to the color you want. I actually have this pretty high. It's a medium-high heat probably, because I do this quite a bit, and so I kind of know what I'm doing. But the trick is to keep stirring it. Don't let it just sit there and burn. If it burns, you're done. Now you can kind of see the color starting to change. It's getting a little darker. And I've probably been stirring now for about 5 minutes. So you can see the colors changing right there, and you can smell it too. It's starting to give it that oaky smell to it that smells really good. And you can't see over here, but all the meat is boiling now in that pot. It's been a few more minutes, y'all. You can see the color. Smoke's coming off of it. I'm gonna bring it down to a pretty dark chocolate color. Maybe not dark chocolate, but I'm gonna get it kind of dark because that's just how I like it. Now that's a roux right there. Woo! Look at that. I love that color. Now we're gonna add a little something something to it and mix it around. Now some people do have different ways. They add whatever they want first. This is just how I do it. Get that all off in there. Now the meat's been cooking over here, and that's going to be our stock for the gumbo. All that chicken's cooked. Got that crab oil in there. You can ever so lightly smell that. I'm going to add just a little bit more to it, just to kick it up a bit. Oh yeah. Okay, now what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm turning up the heat, and we're going to add the meat. Turn up the heat and add the meat. Now y'all, at this point, what you have is a bland gumbo. I mean, it tastes okay, but it just tastes like roux and vegetables, and it's just not there. Wham! We're going to add some fajita seasoning. It's going to add some smoke flavoring, some salt. It's going to kick it up. Put that in there, and of course, once again, I don't measure. Oh man, now it's really smelling good. And it's going to make a big difference right there. Now at this point, y'all, all I have in there is the fajita seasoning and the crab boil. The fajita seasoning brought the crab boil up a notch. I can actually get a little bit of heat off of it. But now we're really going to kick it up. We're going to put up the zombie dust in there. It's got those chili pequins in it and all sorts of other good stuff. Check this out. Now I'm not going crazy. I just probably put in a teaspoon and a half, maybe a tablespoon. I'm going to mix that in. That's going to give it a little bit of color, but the color is going to be kind of that color right there. You could add tomato paste if you wanted it real red or whatever, but I actually kind of just like it that color right there. And it will darken up as the vegetables break down. Now y'all, I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves. Some people may freak out about this, but I've been trying to get rid of these damn things like forever. But they got an oaky kind of flavor, woodsy flavor to them, and that's gonna it just helps it out. And then you pull them out, and of course it looks authentic, like you're cooking outside, like, you know, tree leaves and stuff fell on your food. I don't take them out before I serve it. I just serve it and let people find them and, you know, get all excited. Now y'all, I did a taste test, and the spice is right if you're a Yankee, okay? But I gotta add a little bit more. I gotta bring it home, as they say. Not too much, because as this stuff sits, it's gonna be like chili. The next day, it's just in there. This probably won't be around till tomorrow, but just to give it a little something. It's hard to explain, but it's good. Now I'm gonna go for the taste test before we simmer this for about 45 minutes or so. Creamy goodness. Got that little right there in the back. That's right where it needs to be. It's got that little red sheen now on top of the water. Creamy goodness, oaky flavor. Oh, it's rocking. It's just flat out rocking. Anyway, y'all, this is my gumbo. You can use pretty much any type of thing you want. If you got ducks, you got quail, you got anything you want. Any type of meat, the Trinity and the roux. After that, you just tweaking it a bit. One more taste test of the gumbo, and that's there. Now I'm just going to simmer this 30 to 45 minutes, and that's going to break down all those vegetables a little bit more. It's going to thicken up, and we'll be good to go. We're going to lay this out on some rice, and we'll be rocking. Oh, that's good. And of course, you know, let's give it time for all those seasonings to gel out all through there. Oh yeah. Alright, y'all. Gumbo's done. Check it out. Well, seriously, y'all. One problem about making gumbo is I made that gumbo, then my son and his girlfriend show up. And now I gotta make more gumbo because there's none left.